Y'all, it's your girl Favorite Sunshine, and I'm here today with a message because Spirit said you need to hear this. And whatever it is you need to hear, you definitely know I got that for you, and you can find it on my channel. If you can't find it in this video, I'm damn sure you're gonna find it in one of the videos, because there's plenty of videos up here that can help you with any situation that you are dealing with in life. So let's jump right on into the reading. I would like to thank everybody that support my channel by liking, sharing, commenting, bookmark. I truly appreciate it. Also, my book, it's my second book I wrote. The first book is on Amazon. It's called The Rose That Grew from the Ghetto. And to be honest, those is a bunch of poems that I wrote as a little girl and told myself one day I was going to write a book, and I ended up really writing a book. But this book that I wrote, this is my second book. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight, and it's gonna be so good. Like, it's so good. But like I said, over the year I'm gonna be promoting my book on my channel. And yeah, so let's jump right on into it. What is it that the collective need to surrender to for 2024, Spirit? What is it that they need to surrender to for 2024? What is it that the collective need to surrender to in 2024? So in the shadow, we have surrender to defensiveness. We have surrender to silence, surrender to the fear of change, and surrender to setting limits. It says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So you could be somebody that's on defense 24/7. If somebody look at you, you ready to fight. If somebody sneeze, you ready to tell them, don't sneeze around you. You just somebody that's really walking on edge. And sometimes we be walking on edge and we don't even realize that we walking on edge, you know? But I know that when people are really defensive, it's because they trying to keep themselves from being hurt again. So someone may have hurt you, and whoever this is that has hurt you, you now have your guard up. And you may not just have your guard up with this person, but you may have your guard up with a lot of different people. That's why it's very important that you heal after something happened to you, because you will call the same energy back to you if you don't. And it's a poem in my book. It's three poems, but it all goes together. It's called The Fragile Heart. And in the poem, I speak about how I met this boy when I was younger, and he ended up passing away. And because I didn't fully heal from him passing away, and, you know, me ended up being out here on my own, I called in the same type of person over and over and over and over again. And that's not how life's supposed to be, you know? You're not supposed to stay in the same karmic cycle over and over. You're supposed to learn your lesson and move on. And instead of me learning my lesson and, you know, taking what I needed to take from that experience, I end up getting myself stuck in the karmic cycle. And we don't even realize we get ourselves stuck in karmic cycles. I didn't mean to do that to myself. I didn't have the knowledge that I was doing that to myself, but that's what happened to me. And if you don't realize that you're doing certain things to yourself, you'll end up bleeding on other people for something that they never did. You know, you make other people pay for something that somebody else did. And as hard as this may sound, and as triggering as this may sound, it's the truth, because I'm just here to give the truth. You may find yourself very defensive, and that's because you are not grounded. This card says stay in the here and the now. See, we have the tendencies of thinking back a lot, going back to the past, wishing things could be how they were. Things are not going to never be the way they were. And it could be better than what it was before. But if you don't let it go and allow it to blossom into what it could be, then you will find yourself stuck in a karmic cycle. So I feel like you could be somebody that's stuck in a karmic cycle. And the karmic cycle could be friendships, lovers. It could be a thought. It could be anything. I feel like karmic cycles is something that a lot of people need to tap more into, because if you can't clear up your karma, then you can't go on your way. You know, and then you always gonna find yourself being defensive. You gonna always find yourself trying to, you know, feel like you gotta have your guard up. When in all reality, that's not how life's supposed to be. You're not supposed to walk around in defense mode all the time, because you may be you may have your guard up so much you push people away. You know, and you may push away something that God is sending in for you, all because of a mistake you made, and you can't move on from. Give me more on surrender to defensiveness. Why is that here for the collective, Spirit? And I see surrender to silence here. So you could be holding back a lot of things as well, because you're afraid of what people are going to say. And you know, when people say the wrong thing or they don't agree with something, we get defensive about it. I remember one time my mother had said something to me, and she was like, you know, I think you should do so and so and so. And I was like, well, why do you think that? She's going to say, well, I don't want to say it because you're going to get defensive. Well, if you feel like I'm going to be defensive, or you know I'm going to get defensive, why even bring it up to me? You know, why even say what you said if you're not going to really fully give me what it is that I need? And I got upset with her over that. But when you think about it, it's no reason to get upset with anybody. If she don't want to give me some type of information, that's okay. You feel me? I'm just happy you chose not to say what you had to say, because I don't feel like being in defense mode anyway. It say my biggest comeback is making myself happy again. So I feel like right now, you being defensive could be also a good thing. Because without you being defensive and standing up for yourself, people think they could walk all over you. But you got to know how to balance it out. You can't be too defensive, and you can't be too much not defensive. Like, it has to be a balance between it. There has to be a balance when it comes to anything. Good, bad, ugly, pretty, love, hate. It has to be a balance. You feel me? So, Spirit said defensiveness is a sign of weakness. But the question is, when are you supposed to be defensive, and when are you not supposed to be defensive? And with this card here saying my biggest comeback is making yourself happy again, this lets me know that you decided to become defensive about yourself, protecting yourself. And even that could push people away, because we become too defensive. You feel me? You become so defensive that you're not happy, because you're blocking out everything that's trying to come your way. Then we have past love. Like I said, this could be somebody from the past that hurt you, and now you need to heal from it, but you chose not to heal from it. So now you're just too defensive when it comes down to everything. You think everybody after you. You think everybody want to break your heart. You think everybody's going to betray you. It's just like you keep yourself stuck in a karmic cycle over and over and over again, where you don't have to be in. Where the past is the past. You have to stay grounded. If you stuck in the past, then how you going to get to the future? Because your mindset going to be in the past. If your mindset is elsewhere, how are you going to get down the road you need to get down? It say came too far to go back. I'm looking forward. I just said this too. So I feel like with surrender to defensiveness, you may be going back and forth with someone, but Spirit is saying, let them say what they got to say. Whoever this person is, you having a heated argument or a debate, don't be defensive. It's okay. Let them say what they got to say. Because letting people speak and say what they need to say and what they feel is them expressing and showing who they truly are. Don't try to shut them up. Don't try to make them be quiet. Just listen. And when you respond back, say something in a non-defensive way. It don't got to be a fight. It don't got to be bigger than what it is. You just say what you got to say, and that's it. It's either you going to respect it or neglect it. And if you neglecting it, I'm walking away, because I came too far to look back. Spirit said people treat you exactly how they feel about you. You could act blind if you want to. And then you got to think about it. You got to ask yourself, well, why am I so defensive about this person saying something? That's another form of a way of your intuition speaking to you, because you feel a way. You're feeling a way. So now you got to put your defenses up. And those the type of people you don't need to be around. You got to be in defense mode all the time. Or you got to start thinking about how far